Good morning, everyone. Do we have audio? For some reason, I cannot hear you, Alex, but also your surrounding doesn't get the green thing from audio. Do we have Alex audio? Maybe he got. Oh, we'll see. We'll see. Oh, guys. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. What about that retracement? Do you guys are looking for a possible entries? Are you guys are looking for what are you guys looking at? Yo, Alex.
Are we good now?
Yes, we're good now.
Oh man. Discord's the best, you know?
I know. It's just like that
How was your
necessary evil.
weekend?
Oh, it was fantastic. It was phenomenal. I got special treatment.
Phenomenal.
Yes.
Okay, special treatment. What was her
Exactly.
name?
What? Oh no, that
I
it
said,
was my
"What?"
birthday. Today's my birthday, so I got special
Oh.
treatment on the weekend.
Oh. Oh. Watch out.
Oh
I
yes.
like.
Oh man, today in the morning, right as we were
What special
starting.
treatment?
Oh, I got cooked. For example, I got a special lemon pie that my fiance only cooks, kind of like a twice a year. Also that, of course, we cannot get the important thing there. Thank you, digital. Today I got a very special breakfast. It was croque madame. I love croque madames.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and she also made me a Mexican food called pozole, red pozole. My friend, that's
Pozole.
amazing.
Man.
Yes. Oh, but I'm sad. Today in the morning, I
Awesome.
dropped a glass of water on my loop deck. I already have opened it up. I already fixed it. But there's a freaking ribbon. It's short. Look at that. Oh, you cannot see it. Like that little thing. And my finger is so freaking fat that I cannot plug it back in. Oh, I'll need to get some tweezers. Oh, so no sound
Oh
effects
my
today.
god.
Yeah, not that I ever use them though, but we'll see, we'll see. Hopefully that's not a, I don't know, 5,000 pesos piece of crap already in my desk.
I only know how to use a hammer. That's it.
Love it. Oh, my friend. Of course not. I know you know how to use more stuff. What about, let me ask you. I know that you were from the very early hours. What about today's trade? Let me know. Do you
No trade today.
not trade today? I am looking into
No,
some.
because
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm looking for a long. We're almost there. We're almost there, but no trade this morning. Uh, just rolling over, right? So something like this, it's not necessarily easy to just press sell and then it's kind of like hopium. So no trade.
So I was looking at Bitcoin, of course. Oh, not this one. I talked about that in another second. Quantum is on my radar. You called or you were talking about AVAX 2 classes ago. That also went into my radar. I'm looking for AVAX and of course for Bitcoin. Let's take a look at what we got here. So at this point, and by the way, I'm not into this trade just yet. I'm still waiting for the flip of the ribbon here at some support. But remember that we were talking about a possible either double top, right? Or that multi-candle drawback. And we were talking about this next looking juicy top, right? So I was explaining how I use my lines in here. So I draw this line, and guess what? We failed to hit the target. For me, that is alerts. All right. So for me, is that eyes on chart. So what's coming up? The next thing that I'm looking at, it is whatever happened the first, a lower low or a lower high, right? For me, this was a low, so we're breaking a low. And then the next but important low will be this one. We haven't just yet taken it, but we're still within the game. If we call this, with actually, I don't think that we should be calling that one a double top, but kind of like a seems like. I would say that the neckline was this area here, and if we measure that as a double top from the median to the neckline, we're almost there for a reversal. So again, is not a double top. I'm just trying to fit something in between the lines in here, right? And at this point, I'm looking again for a long also. This is my first entry. My secondary possible entry will be at 66.84, and my third possible entry will be at 63,600. So this is because we have a couple of things in the middle there. So there we go. This alert, let me just push it up just slightly a little bit more. It is matching with the support in here. Not only that, what I'm expecting to be entering a short, sorry, a long, it is with a flip of the ribbon. So unless I see a flip of the ribbon at support, that's when I'm trying to jump in. So that's why I did not jump in here blindly. Why? Because do I have a flip of the ribbon? Of course not. Do I see any retracement signals? Not just yet. Am I bullish? Yes, I'm still bullish because I'm above the dynamic reactor and I'm heading to big support. But and then this other area here, let me control C it. It is based on this. Oh, it moved a little bit on me. There we go. It is based on this huge volume area and this disparity between those volume, or this outcome from those two volumes, basically shorts minus longs, right? So that's why I'm looking at my next possible entry 63. Going forward with it, we already have a big trend line going in here. Let me just zoom out a little bit. Let's go. Let's even go to another chart and let it load. There we go. And I was looking at this trend line here is still within play. I would say yes. And the only way that it will not be on play, and I got asked this by Gohila. So Gohila, here it goes, my friend. My and please note this because we've been revising this every week, and I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but I think it will keep you more calm. But when you take a note, or at least when you do your drawing, right? So I mean, again, not I have nothing against revising it over and over because that also helps new people coming in, right? Just making that clarification. But the point is that you've been talking about is it 53, 57, 50 something within play? Remember my answer. Unless we have breakout retest enough you go at this point, this is when I'm gonna be saying that whatever this is, whatever 50Ks are out of the question. Anything that is not this 53, 50, whatever, it's within game. And that is because now that we're breaking back down, if we don't have or if we don't find any support to break through, and then we confirm breaking the previous high and confirm that we're getting out of this huge pattern, I think we can go visit any lows. So just to wrap it up, Kohila, because he's going to be watching the recordings. He is right now asleep. Any even zero is in play until I see a breakout retest and break the previous highs with a strength. Other than that, be my guest. Whatever lows you're thinking at, place your entries if you feel like. But at this point, we're still within that within the game. Once again, remember that this is the area that I was expecting us. Sorry, this is the area that I was expecting us to come back all the way down. We didn't, but we still made a higher high. Sorry, higher low, right? So we have now two lines. So for me, this area right here, remember where easy at somewhere around 61, 62. It pairs very much, oh, come on, very much with this area right here, 63, 62. So despite they're not equally like exactly the same, you can see that we can cut that area with the trend line. So I would imagine and that we could be doing anything like that. So it's not that we're gonna be going. to hell right away. Slowly going to hell, right? But the thing is that we still need to prepare for the worst case scenario. And despite the worst case scenario, until I don't have a lower high, until I don't have this, I'm still bullish. So we're having the first almost lower low, or at this point equal low from the previous one, but we're not there yet. So yes, my next entry is somewhere around 66 225. That's what I'm seeing in the 4 hour, and I've also been looking at the 15 minutes. In the 15 minutes, I see a little bit more kind of like areas of entries here. My next area of entry will be even a little bit farther up, somewhere around this area, 66 500. And that is because, come on, where are you? There we go. Oh, well, it's the same thing here. 66 300. Just slightly above my 66 200. So it is because we have one of those resistance, and we just, like right now, we just had a tick in here. That tick usually indicates taking profits from your signal. So basically, look at what had happened before, right? It's not always a complete retracement. Sometimes we do also have the secondary ticking here. So is this a good area to start jumping in? I would say no until I have further confirmation. But look at what had happened right here on my prime oscillator, on my plus oscillator. Let me zoom in, which you can also see on your prime oscillator. We already have a V-shaped recovery, and we're heading up. We have not yet. We're not even close to this area here. But look at what had happened until here. This haven't had happened all the way here, which this tells me that this is oversold, which for me it's high manipulation. So let me just show you liquidations. Remember what we were talking about liquidations, and I think I explained it in something around here. That liquidations were above and below, and we went to catch the first ones up here as Alex was predicting. He was saying, well, it makes sense that we can go down here, and I was saying yes, but I mean I'm thinking that we're gonna get these ones. And he said, well, for me it makes sense that we go up and then we go down, right? It kind of like a make something in the middle, but at the end of it all, it still took first Alex's trade. So I'll be calling this Alex's call because this is closer of Alex's idea than mine. Although it actually took both of those, right? But let's call it like that because that's going to be important now. Why? All right, we took the next one. That gets us closer to this area, right? Which gets us closer to this area. But look at this area of like emptiness, right? How many millions does it needs to a broker or a market maker push into the market to make that? And I think that's a 3% movement. Let me just measure that really quick. Or a 1% movement, a 3% movement all the way down here, right? Yeah, 2.8. This is insane amount of money, but the returns are great. Not only that, look at the gap we have right here. Remember the same gap that I'm saying here? I think now that we were oversold, right, or overbought, sorry, it made much more sense just to release it and push it the other way around, just to get all of the shorts that were placed at that point. So we're getting to this gap. I think that we need to start bouncing up before I see that bounce. I also believe that we're going to be doing one more sweep of the lows. And this is not planned. This is not manipulation. This is a snowball effect. And that will give us just this higher high here. And then a possible movement to break to the upside on the 15 minutes, which is very, very different on the 4 hours. Remember, on how many 15-minute candles are within an hour? That's four. How many candles are in the 4 hours? That's eight, right? So, no, sorry, 4 hours, 1 hour and a half, four. Yeah, four times four, whatever that is, 16. So,
16.
yeah. I so basically that's what I'm expecting. So maybe up to 16 candles to then see the outcome on 4 hours. But what are you looking at, Alex? What do you think about that, Alex?
This is why you don't listen to the architect when you're building something. No, I'm joking. Oh man. Um. So yeah, I like your analysis. I agree. I I was calling for this all day. So I mean, like we had a bounce level initially this morning. It was literally this morning. So the idea this morning, going into the short term time frame here, was an SFP here and a continuation out. Okay, that was the idea this morning. There was no signal to get long here. Now we're at my buy level as well. So we had a buy level in here that we were looking for. What happened? Okay, so let's look at price action here. Let's go 5 minute. Now I tell everybody, come on the live. Why is there no buy signal here, right? So we get the SFP, one here. Whoop. You see that? Then we get a big dump. Woo. Okay, but what's happening here? We're not making any higher highs, right? We're not mitigating any of this. So when you're looking for the SFP, let's say your key level's right here, right? Okay. We also had this level marked out over here, which was the low of the range, right? So we're like, okay, if it's going to mitigate a low, it could be here. So we could be looking here as well. So we look here, doesn't mean we necessarily trade here, right? So when price action is developing, 69,420, you guys know I've been saying 69,420 for 2 weeks now. Okay? Triple top, bearish divergence, okay? Played out quite beautifully, okay? So this played out. We have no reason to long this, in my opinion. There's nothing here that says, hey, you might want to go long here. We are bullish because the uptrend is real. The pump is real. Okay, we're not going to deny what's going on, you know. However, we hit a key level of resistance and we've been making lower highs the whole way down. So this morning, when we start trading, you know, let's say 7 o'clock, right? What do we have, right? If this is where price action is, we've broken structure to the downside. So we've triple topped, we've broken down, right? Should be favoring shorts, right? If we're short-term time trading. Now we are favoring the trend, long-term trend, right? So if we're on a 4-hour and we're looking at our 4-hour, we can see we are in a very clear uptrend. Very clear as day. We all know that. We are all bullish. Fear and greed is at 72, okay? So everybody's getting greedy. What's going to happen to all the people getting greedy? They're going to get wrecked. We're not going to be those people, right? So no trade, no trade, no trade. People ask, why didn't I get short? Because for me, as someone who shorts, I'm looking for the same kind of thing this way. Okay, we had like VWAP up here. We had a whole bunch of things pointing. You know, even our beautiful dynamic reactor was above us here. So unless we come up into here and we get a reaction on price, then I'll go short. But I'm not gonna get just this. To me, yeah, we can look at like momentum for continuing down. But this to me, yeah, you can be here, you can be here. This to me, there's no real signs that are suggesting we are coming down. Yes, this would have been right this morning, but we had some bounce levels throughout here, right? So we had one, I think I had a green box here, and two. So on our way down, we have a lot. Look at how choppy the price action is on the way down. Look at this. Woo! Right? So it's not giving me that structure that I really want to be able to short to take it down. Okay, so what do? We wait. We wait. Everybody hates me for it. But you wait. You know, Piper says it quite often, but not being in a trade is still a position. It's still a position. No trade is still a position. So we set the trap somewhere else. So we were looking for this level. We have hit it perfectly. So far, so good. This is a key level. This is a key bounce level. If we look at this and we look at general volume and the key level here is 67. If we are to lose this, we're definitely coming down here to 65.5. There's a very big volume gap within this area. So if we're looking at this and we're looking just generally at price action here, we can see that there's two volume spikes within here. So we're holding here, right? We're holding here. OC just told you, this is your strong low. Okay, we have not lost this low yet. Okay, kind of a double bottom. It's pretty much there, but we haven't lost this low yet, right? So if we are to lose this low, let's say we come down a little bit more and we bounce back, we should, hell yeah, let's get short. Hell yeah, right? Because then we're definitely coming down here, and then we have the opportunity to possibly come down in here. Okay, there is still quite a big volume within here between 64,000 and 62,000. That has held up the market ever since. Okay, you can see it was back tested as support here. So if we are to roll over, this would be 65,000, 62,000. You can see the key levels in here. This would be my target for a short. However, we have not gotten there yet, right? We have not gotten there. If we are going to bounce from here, okay, not saying we are. This is pretty aggressive sell-off right now. But if we bounce and we start making a higher high and higher low, this would still be valid as an uptrend. Okay? Yes, we've lost this low. But this to me here isn't a strong low. Okay? This is a strong low for sure. So that's how I'm looking at it right now. Being up all night, gonna try and take a 2-hour nap. See you all later. Trade safe. Take care, Trade Intuition. You should sleep, man. Sleeping's important. I have a newborn, so I don't sleep. Honestly, last night I think I got like 45 winks of sleep.
Really?
Oh yeah, it was a hard night last night.
Holy shit.
And sometimes you don't trade when you're tired, right?
Yes, please don't. Please don't.
So that's why you got to wait for the setups, right? So we have the setup, we have the area, we understand that, hey, we are in aggressive downtrend right now, so I can go from like the high here, pull this down, wait for this to break even, right? So if we do bounce from here, right, wait for this to break and then look for the retest and a continuation. That's very possible, okay? We do have lots of bearish divergence in here. That's one thing to keep in note, right? We have been pretty much up only since October 10th, right? Up only. And this is starting to round. If you can see it starting to round. So whenever it's starting to round, it means waterfall. Okay? And there's lots of liquidity. We use our indicators, right? We go over here and we take a look at where are the key levels that we are looking to drop to, right? And let it populate. I'm looking here. I know I'm looking here, right? I know I'm looking here, right? I'm going to pull up volume. So we know 63, big volume node in here, like we identified back here with the tool over here. Same tool, different way of finding it, but same thing, right? You can see the volume in here, volumes in here, same areas, right? Okay. Value area high. Look at the big old dirty volume here. So these are areas where I'm looking for price to stop, right? And bounce, okay? Because I do believe we are pretty bullish right now, but it doesn't mean we're not going to have retracements, okay? One thing to remember as well is that you take the stairs up. What do you take down, OC?
Oh, the elevator down.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Remember that. Remember that, everybody. Okay? Remember that. The elevator down. Look, nice stairs on the. Even this was a bit bullish, but that's an elevator, man. That's an elevator.
Oh,
Okay?
yes.
So going into it right now, what am I looking for? Keeping it very simple. You have my areas, you have where I'm looking. Okay, we have a volume node in here around 65 500 if we do drop today. I don't know if we will drop today. This is in my opinion, a very key level. Okay, we have volume, a big volume node here. We have our golden pocket retracement level in here as well, just below. Okay, we have a significant low in here. Okay, if we do put in, let's say we do something like this and we come lower and we put in a bullish divergence in here, and then we get like a hidden bullish divergence off of this low in here or off of this low in here. Okay, we could be looking for this to continue. In my opinion, this is just my opinion, but the target for this push is between 70,000 and 71,000. This is where I would like to see price get to. Okay, this is my target. If I'm looking for a target, it's up in here. Okay, we haven't gotten there yet. I think this is looking a bit toppy, so that doesn't mean we can't do something like this and then go. Okay, but for now, I'm patient. I'll wait, and I'll wait until I get the confirmations of the move. What I'm seeing is just simply a rollover, a liquidity grab of all this liquidity, because there is liquidity all throughout here. There's liquidity throughout here as well. And then you get into like stuff like this where there's this liquidity in here, more like that. Okay, so you'd be looking for this low and this low. But for now, this is just a return. What goes up, Bart Simpson comes back down, and we could look for a continuation. So there's still some hope here. I'm waiting for confirmation. In a level like this, you have to wait for confirmation. You do not want to be getting long this morning and getting wrecked. Okay? That's why I said we wait. So what do we wait for, Alex? Right? We wait for maybe an SFP and higher high and higher low. We are continually making lower highs here. There's no reason to long this at all. Okay, we need to see break of structure and some continuation, some strength here. We're getting divergences, which is good throughout here, lower lows, higher highs, but we're not getting structure change, right? There's no price action will tell you the way. There's no structure change within this. Therefore, we wait. And the more bullish divergences we get, the bullisher I'm going to get, right? Because if we start to round out here, right? What do we look for then? Right? Cup and handle, breakout, right? Very simple. And what goes down must come up. So we could even get a V-shaped recovery here. It's just about being patient and waiting for the right signals in order to fire off that long position. That's what I'm looking at.
And did you already cut?
You good?
Yeah, you good. For some reason, I hear it too abrupt. So, but I don't know.
Oh, I
We
see.
still need to. We still need to see a couple of movements here before we get to $500,000 for Bitcoin in an extended cycle.
Oh
Look
my
at that.
God. Look at that.
And
That guy looks bullish.
oh, come on, just bring a little bit of hope in
Holy.
here. Go watch for that for entertainment. That's a great entertainment video.
Are you ready for $500,000?
Exactly. So here, hold my beer, right?
2020, 2040.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Don't rush, right? Don't rush. Yes. All right. So I actually agree. Basically, that's the same areas that we both are looking at for support. So let me bring out a couple of things in here. If you're on the 4 hours, look at this trend line that we just draw here, and also look at where your dynamic reactor is at. Right. Remember that we're looking for early flip of the ribbon right here. Why? Because we are pretty bullish. Just throwing that out there. Also, something interesting. That I want to redraw here. It is something that Alex was mentioning. It actually happened. Remember that he says, I mean, there's nothing that could tell us not to make that lower high, right? And then do this. This looks like what? An inverted head and shoulders, right? And what happened somewhere around here? Well, we have this high being this double top, right? This movement, this lower high, just being this other one here. What happened then? Well, we made that inverted head and shoulders neckline, and off we go for the next high, right? So I mean, it just happened. So there's no reason to think that it could not be happening again. And if we start looking where are the support areas, well, then that's going to be your entry points. I'm also not shorting this movement until I have my lower high. This is going to be my rejection point. Remember that I have that being calculated right here on my head and shoulders, sorry, and my rooftop analysis. So I'm just waiting for have that rooftop being played out. So far, what is my resistance? Is going to be this trend line here. So I'll be drawing a predictive, that's how am I going to be calling it, predictive trend line somewhere around there, just to compensate for whatever this trend line might taking me. So let me just draw it from all the way down there. There we go. And again, since this is being speculated, I mean, I cannot know what the angle of it is going to be. So I'm just going to be giving it a couple of candles away, something like that. So just so we can go all the way back down here and maybe do that movement. So let's even give it a little bit more. So my rejection point, I'm thinking to be something like that, or at least somewhere around this area in here before I start shorting. If I don't have that, well then I'm not shorting. That's as easy as that is. Why? Because I'm going for that dynamic reactor, this trend line, and of course the new trend line that we just built up. I want to bring up a couple of things. Alex, you brought to me attention the last week AVAX. We're not there yet. I have to AVAX things. Here we go. But we're getting closer to it. I just set my alert at 2704. At the top is not that clear where we're heading to, because if I do this trend line from this top to this top, this is just way too off. And if I incorporate maybe this one, once again, this is too off, right? So I either move this up, right, and again, kind of like I just it just doesn't play it out in my brain. So if it doesn't play it out in my brain, I'm just gonna keep it out. So as easy as that. Like, guys, you don't need to be geniuses, and if you don't understand it, watch it, learn it, and then trade it, right? So this is what I think. I mean, if it's not playing up with my brain, I just let it go. Maybe I will not be trading the tops in here, all right? Other than if this happens. But the bottoms, oh my friend, look at that, beautiful, beautiful, and guess what's gonna be there, right? So we're having this very big push to the upside. Again, we could be going within this zoning here of these previous lows. So this is gonna be my first area of support. Let me even bring it up here. But something that is important to note, which I don't think that this alert, the 2743, is going to be playing out, it is because we are still too far away from a flip of the ribbon. So we still have some of a space here to flip up, right? So why would that reflect that? It will be reflecting on another movement right up here on the price action. So that's why I strongly believe that we are going to be respecting the primary trend line, which is this one. Let me just clear this thing out of the way. And let's also remember this circle here. Or let's just not remove it. I think that's going to be better. Perfect. We're going to be respecting this trend line. And guess what do I have somewhere around there? Well, then when I start turning on, there we go, my order blocks. Well, that is a support. So if Bitcoin does not make the lower high, I think we could be going into a big fake out like we did in here. All right. This is going to be kind of like important because look at the measuring move that we have from AVAX. I mean, this is parabolic, right? This is parabolic, and that's a 27% no leverage. So just think if we do something conservative like 10x, you were talking about something around, what was the first one? 400%, right? Somewhere around 400%, right? In this case, you will be talking about something around 270%, right? So I don't think that that's something to that you might be wanting to ignore. All right. Another important thing is this loud order block, but we just went into the loud order block and rejected from it. All right. What happened is that we had so many bears in that order block that despite we were consuming bulls and bears, well, then what remains? Bearish. So I believe that we need to make this movement down here. I think that we need to reject from this area here and then see if we either make a double bottom and cancel and make space or time for these bears to either migrate up or migrate down into a bullish scenario, basically clearing the space for then a move up. So is it a time to start longing? I would not say so, but I'm still looking for this first trend line and second high order blow. So I will say be patient and do not long it until you have confirmation. So, but AVAX is one of the things that I'm looking at, and that's why I have a couple of alerts in there. Another thing that has been playing out tremendously, it's gold. It's having a retracement just now. So far, nothing to worry about, but this could be becoming something a little bit more, much more important if we have that retracement because this looks like a shit coin to me. I mean, even talking about gold, I just don't want to see this movement. Yeah, I mean, this is giving me I don't know Shiba Inu vibes or Baby Trump vibes, right? And usually when that happens, we have what we already know: lower high, right? Breakthrough and big movement downwards. So if we're taking the elevator up, remember that we're gonna be jumping off the balcony to get back down, just like One Direction. So
Too soon. Too
what?
soon.
One Direction down, right? That's
Too
what I meant.
soon.
Ouch. Oh man, sorry for that, but I just had to do to say it. My humor is a little bit too dark sometimes. All right, but yeah, take it from somebody that as a kid grab a helmet from bicycle helmet and jump into a we in a barrel to the pool. So just saying, that was my youth. All right, so yeah, so that could have been me. All right, so
I love it.
oh
I'm
man.
here for it, man. That was construction humor at its best.
Oh yes. One more thing before I pass it over. Sorry, I was missing this. I got a little bit nervous
Uh
for the two sync thing. Look at that compression in the clouds, bearish divergence. Be careful. Be careful, especially on gold. If you're looking for an area of re-entry, look for those from the previous high. I would say somewhere around 2,600, 2,700, something like that, or 2,607, 2,678, something around those areas. So turning it back to you, my friend.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so since we're taking the balcony down, we're gonna look here. There's there's some opportunities in this dump. So if you're still bullish, which I mean, this is the funny part, man. Is like everybody over here, man, we're going to $100,000, right? And now we're going to zero so quick. It's almost pathetic, you know? It's like we we can't go down a little bit before going up. Look at this, right? Right? The moon, zero. The moon, zero. The moon, zero, right? So just remember, keep your emotions in check with this, right? Keep your strategy in check too, right? Be using good risk management. Don't be over leveraging. Take advantage. There's lots of moves to come. There's lots of up to go. But for some ideas, okay, I'm looking at Celestia, $5.57 let's call it. I'm looking here for a potential SFP back up to the highs here. Like these are going to be juicy longs if we get our right setups, right? So we can look at something like this. Um, for Tia, there's some good swing trades coming in my opinion. So I'm going to keep an eye on the prize. What else do I see? I see Sui. Sui's coming back down, retesting this $2 psychological support level. Something else I'm keeping on my radar. Okay. Um, We had a big move on Ethereum yesterday. Okay, looking for the retest right now on Ethereum, right? It's not about the breakout. What is it, OC?
The retest.
It's about the retest.
Yes.
Let's go. Right? So there's opportunities here, right? Do we want to see this continue up? $2,800 target level, right? So potentials, right? So just going through, have a look at your key levels, right? And do some assessments. Okay, look. A nice that was a nice long I gave in the Discord from Solana. I know some people took this in our Discord. Whoo-wee! To infinity. But look at this. That's a big bounce off of Solana. Could that mean a bounce for Bitcoin? Right? Right? If we're bouncing on Solana, could we bounce on Bitcoin? We're at a key bounce level for Bitcoin. So these are things to watch, right? There's going to be opportunity in the market if we do RTA. Look, retesting previous highs on Arbitrum, possible bounce from there. You just want confirmation, in my opinion. So what does that mean? That means looking for this thing to, yes, it has rolled over, but can we get like some confirmation that this is going to continue upwards? Maybe you get your dynamic reactor out, you look for this to continue upwards here, and you wait for this area in here, right? And you just mark it out, you wait, you set an alarm, and you see if it comes in here and I get a good reaction, I can take a trade. Right? Practice good risk management, yada, yada, yada. You guys know the deal, right? So right now, a lot of things are trending. Okay, they're trending up. So I would suggest whatever you're looking to trade, find confluence with your dynamic reactor. It's going to help you out tremendously. Okay, so if I was on Ethereum, this is how I would do it, right? So I would want to wait for a confirmation of a bottoming signal, right? Looking at my 1 hour, we found some support here. Maybe you want to go half hour for a little bit of this trend in here. Does it find support in here? I want to see confluence, right? So I want to go on my indicator. Look at this. So we got touch here, touch here. Okay, we're just below it here. So what I would like to see is if we reclaim that and then bounce from there, higher high, higher low, then I could potentially be looking for a long. Okay? Things are trending up, but things have topped out and looking to roll over. Possible buying opportunities, okay? Bitcoin's typically going to lead the way. So we know that we're at a key area right now. If we lose this area, we're coming down to probably 60, 65, 4. But right now, very key bounce level. We've had a lot of moves across the industry. One thing to note, look at the Russell 2000 today. Scary, isn't it? This is why we look at the other markets, right? So Russell 2000. What did I say? All last week. Bitcoin price. Overlay it. What's happened? Very similar, right? Very similar. Not looking too good here, right? The NASDAQ. The NASDAQ. This is crazy for the NASDAQ. Holy smokes today. Heartbeat pattern, right? NASDAQ was climbing, climbing, climbing. What is this pattern? Adam and Eve, right? That breaks down typically. Okay? It faked out everybody and then it dumped on their heads. That is nasty for the NASDAQ. How much is 1% move? That is nasty. Okay? Looking at the S&P. The S&P gapped down today. So we had a gap down this morning. Right here. Gap down. Build the gap and then dumped on everyone's heads. Okay? Coming back. Now the S&P likes a 0.5 retracement. What did we get? Golden pocket. Okay. There's your 0.5 right there. So that would have been your 0.5 retracement from here to here. Push back up, roll over, comes back down, golden pocket now. So this is still a higher low. We've lost this low, but you still have this intact, okay? But big rollover for a lot of assets today. And when we look at this and we zoom out, like, this is a fart in the wind. Look at this. Right? So relevant to time, right? Relevant to time until we lose this low here. right? We're still in an uptrend, making all-time highs, right? So the one thing that we do have an eye on too as well is this dollar. The dollar looks bullish, right? So that means that risk on assets are going this way because people are holding more dollars. Maybe they're, fear of election, geopolitical. Remember, I think they just announced that North Korea is sending troops to Russia yesterday. So, my friends, uncertainty. So we prepare for that, right? You know, I went over this about wartime charts, right? So if you looked at wartime charts, if we're in an uptrend, wartime charts look like this, right? You still get there, but they look like this. They don't look like this. They look like this because there's a lot of uncertainty. They'll still get to the same target, but it'll be a lot different on how they get there. If you look at any charts during war times or conflicts or any of that, you'll see that they're very, choppity. They'll get there, but it's ugly the way they get there. It's not so nice and smooth. It's more of a spaghetti. It's a spaghetti factory, right? So, but yeah, I think the greatest gift right now is simply that we have volatility, right? Today there's been an opportunity for a 2.5% move to the downside, right? I didn't take the short today. You could have taken the short today. You could have made money today. As traders, that's all we can ask for is volatility, right? And I think that's the best. Digital. Oh
Oh
man.
man. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, all right, guys. So it's almost over. You guys have any questions? Please feel free to push them here into the side chat. In the meantime, stay safe. Remember to watch for your targets. Right, that's gonna be defining what things are gonna be playing out, and of course, use your stop loss. Right. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's a genius. Well, we know there's geniuses, but nobody's perfect, right? And also remember that this market, especially BTC, is highly volatile. It is also highly manipulated. So despite that's illegal, well then we know for sure that that happens, right? So maybe some whoopsie doopsie might happen in the markets. Be prepared. That's why you have your stop loss, plan A and plan B. So other than that, Alex, anything else that you want to show or have for the public before we wrap things up?
Yeah, sure. Be safe. Use the stop loss. Manage your risk. Set your levels. Set the trap. Wait for confirmation. I think that's the key right now is wait for your confirmation. That's going to be critical in an environment like this, right? If you're not taking confirmed trades and you're just hopium, or if you think it's going to go one way, it's not. It's not. So be safe out there. Use good risk management, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. All right. Take care.
Guys, thanks so much for joining. And as Alex mentioned, see you guys tomorrow.